everyone, and welcome back for your weekly energy forecast and oracle reading. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's see, what are we dealing with this week? What energy do we have? Let's give these a good shuffle. And let's see, what do we have? The Chariot. Okay, I love the energy of this card because this card speaks about fast forward movement, making things happen, taking action, really being motivated towards your goal, okay? And what I really like is these two horses. They're two different colors. So this talks about harnessing two parts of yourself, if you will, and to get them in order and to move forward. So this for me feels like the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, getting your head and your heart on the same page so that you can now make decisions very clearly, take action and move forward towards those goals. So this looks like a real kickstart to the beginning of this week. Now, let's take a card from the wisdom of the... Oh, okay, 1 second. Let's see what fell out. What do we have here? We have got 3 cards, but let's talk about them. They fell out for a reason. Okay, so this card here is why. Now, what I love about this is because it follows on from this so nicely, okay? Know your why, okay? Why do you want what you want? Why? What is your motivation? What is your intention? I'm hearing Spirit say get crystal clear in the beginning of this week as to what your goals are, what your intentions are, what is your why. Is your motivation coming from ego, as in, well, I want that new job, I want that promotion because then people will respect me? That's not really the right place to come from. That's ego. Or is it coming from your heart, as it were, as in, well, I really want that new job because then I'm going to be really happy. I'm going to have room to use all of my talents now, and I'm going to be really happy, and I'm going to be earning better. Do you see the difference in motivations there? Okay, so get very clear on your why. Why do you really want what you want? Okay, get clear, because the more clear your intention is, the easier it is to follow through on what you want, and the easier it is for you to get what you want in the first place. It just makes it easier. Okay, and I'm also hearing no wishy-washy in the beginning of this week. Now, the 2 that fell out after this card makes even more sense. Yang is action. What actions can you take today that's going to support what your next step is? Okay, I'm hearing planning, focus, action. And then we have message in a bottle. Now, this speaks about communication. This also speaks about hearing, receiving information that's going to help you to make the decision to get more clear on your why, okay, and which will help you to take action in a more sure-footed way, okay? So the beginning of this week really is about action. Now, let's see what other guidance. I'm also hearing restless. So if we don't act on those motivations, if we don't start plotting and planning on what we want, we're going to feel restless, you see, and agitated even. Okay, so let's get some clarification and more insight from the enchanted map now for the beginning of this week. Compass! You can't make this up! I'm going to read out the message of this and you'll see why. Compass, finding your direction, finding your true north. That helps if I look in the correct guidebook. Let's see, 50, card 50. Okay, the message here is, now how relevant. It says, you're entering uncharted territories right now and can expect wonderful new experiences. To stay on the highest path of your destiny, you'll need to keep your compass pointed to true north. Only spirit or a higher power can serve this function. Money, property, prestige, romance, and other material achievements can't help you find your true path. Now that ties in with what I said earlier about the ego. Is it coming from ego or is it coming from heart? Okay. The material, there are simply things you may experience along the journey. Know that Spirit is working in your life. So even if you feel lost temporarily, it'll be easy to find your way. Have faith and trust, for your compass with Spirit as true north will ensure that you'll never be lost, even on a starless night when all seems dark. Okay? So, wow, hey? Wow. Quite a potent beginning to this week about action, finding where we're meant to be, really checking in. Is it coming from the head? Is it coming from the heart? Is it coming from ego? Is it coming from source spirit, our true self? Where is that motivation coming from? Get clear, decide, act. Love it. Okay, now what do we have for the middle of this week, being Wednesday and Thursday? What energetic influences here? We have the Three of Wands. Now, looking at this card, this lady is waiting for her perfect wave to come in so that she can go with it. So this card means middle of the week. At the same time, try and be patient. Okay, so action in the beginning of this week, middle of the week, be patient, because I'm hearing preparation. So the preparations you're making, okay, is allowing you to be ready to get that perfect wave, to get that opportunity, to get that yes, that go ahead that is going to support the clear decision that you're making right now. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, let's get some insight from the wisdom of the oracle now for the middle of this week. Higher power. Oh, you can't make this up. Okay, now tuning into the energy of this card, it is exactly that. It's about finding the quiet and the stillness. In other words, while you're waiting for your perfect opportunity, while you're waiting for results, instead of sitting doing nothing, check in. Okay, take a couple of minutes to meditate or to do whatever it is that connects you to a higher power, because we're not supposed to do. Okay, there's more here. So this year to me feels enormous. I can feel big, amazing things happening for us this year as a result of all the hard work we put in last year, okay? Now, we're not supposed to go on this next leg of our journey alone, okay? We are meant to do this in partnership with the divine. Our job is to do what's on the ground that the higher power can't do physically. Okay, so physically, we are making decisions about the new in our lives. We are taking action steps that support the vision that we have for our lives, okay? Now, the petrol, if you will, is spirit, is God, creator, source, universe, whatever word you want to use. They help us. We work in tandem with source energy to make something happen. We don't do it by ourselves. Okay, now I want to read the message on the card here in this book. This card says, this card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How may I serve? Then get out of your own way and trust that there is a plan for your life more wondrous than you could ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. Okay, so in other words, you're not doing all this by yourself. Creator, source, universe is working through you and helping you and guiding you and aligning the how of what we want. Our why is why we want what we want. What is our motivation? What is our intention? Yes, this is what I want because it's going to make me feel like this and this. It's going to serve a purpose like this and this. Now, how that happens, the how, is the creator's problem. Okay? That's for the creator to sort out through you to make those miracles happen. And I'm hearing Spirit remind me here. Miracles are no longer miracles. They are now the new normal. Okay? So expect what we would have considered as miraculous before as to now become the new normal. It's natural and normal now to have miracles on a daily basis. Stunning. Okay. Let's take a card out from the Enchanted Map for a little bit more guidance, a little bit more wisdom for us in the middle of this week. We have Sad Embrace. This is interesting. As I tune into this, okay, in order for us to go where we want to go, to get what we want to get, it means releasing something first, okay? So in other words, in the middle of this week, as we are now opening up to all this goodness and greatness, what do we need to release to make space for it, okay? Is it a relationship that served its purpose? Is it a home that served its purpose? Is it a job that served its purpose? What is it that we need to release to make space? Okay? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely feeling the urge at the moment to declutter, to simplify, to get really rid of what is not serving my highest vision for myself and going forward. Okay? So this is not sad embrace as in devastation, pain, torture, and anguish. This is about letting go of what just doesn't serve. Okay? It could even be a thought process. Maybe we used to identify as victims. Like everything that happens to us is a disaster. On that note, what I'm noticing myself personally at the moment is I am responding to life differently now. So whenever something comes up for me as a challenge, instead of me going into absolute dramatics, which is what I'm famous for, is I'm now like, okay, here's a challenge. Right, what action can I take? Take the action, everything works out. No more drama, okay? So you'll find that as you are releasing what is no longer serving your grander vision, your response to it will not be as dramatic as maybe it was before. Okay, so the sad embrace is just saying goodbye, sayonara, to whatever is not serving you and your dreams anymore. And I'm hearing Spirit say it will be much easier than you think. Interesting. Okay, what do we have now for the end of the week, Friday and the weekend? What energetic weather are we going to have for the weekend? We have the Ten of Swords. Goodbye. Okay, so this is, as you can see, this lady is walking away from the dark towards the dawn of a new day, a new beginning. So this card means end of cycle. I'm hearing end of suffering. Okay. We really are being rebirthed anew at the moment, hey? We really are coming out of the womb, so to speak. We're coming out of the cocoon, okay? We really are shedding what no longer serves. Now, I'm asking Spirit, what are we releasing this weekend? I'm hearing thought processes, definitely. Also, saying goodbye to that job, that house, that relationship, that friendship, whatever it was. There's a lot of saying goodbye this weekend coming, okay? And it really isn't going to be as hard as we think, because I can see during this week, a lot of us are really going to review our lives and go, wow, sure, I really don't fit in that friendship or that hometown or whatever it is. I really don't fit in. And it's not going to feel as bad as we think, okay? We are now releasing to bring in the dawn of a new day. This is quite a potent week, it looks like. Okay, now let's get some elaboration on that from the wisdom of the Oracle for Friday and the weekend. This card jumps out immediately. Mending, healing. Healing what? Healing in relationships. So if there's been relationship struggle, there's going to be opportunities for healing. As much as there's going to be opportunity for letting go of the ones that no longer serve, the relationships that still do serve will go through a healing this weekend. I'm also hearing these are more older. So these are older relationships, maybe relationships from long ago. Maybe you had friendships that went just quiet or they just fizzled out. There'll be a healing around that, okay? What else are we healing this weekend? Inner child, I'm hearing. Healing the inner child. So last week, remember, we would have dealt with a bit of abandonment last week, a bit of rejection, a lot of feelings coming up around that. This weekend is our opportunity to heal it and to put it to bed now so that we can actually move forward. Okay, lots of healing, it feels like, this weekend. Okay, Let's get some further elaboration now from the wisdom of the oracle. What I'm also getting here is as we orient to our true north, as we step into our authentic lives that we want to live, it is going to include a lot of saying goodbye to what doesn't serve. And I'm hearing Spirit say, if you resist letting go of what just doesn't serve you anymore, you're going to suffer. Resistance is the source of all suffering, after all. Okay, let's get elaboration. What does Friday and the weekend hold? Metamorphosis. You know, you cannot make this up. This is about change. The butterfly. See the butterfly coming out the cocoon. I just said just now how this week we really are stepping out of our cocoons. We're coming out of the womb. We are being reborn. And remember that rebirthing is not an overnight process. It takes time, okay? Last year we were in the womb a lot. We were in the cocoon a lot. Now we're stepping into 2024. Now we're stepping out of the cocoon. We're stepping out of the womb renewed, okay? And renewal is messy. Last year, I don't know about you, but it was messy, but wow, did I learn a lot about myself. Okay, now we're stepping out of that bigger and better and just more amazing than what we've ever been. And now we get to celebrate the new, right? Now, I want to dig a bit more. I want another card for Friday and the weekend from the Enchanted Map. Let's elaborate on metamorphosis. You cannot make this up. Look here, coming to life. Weren't we just talking about that? Okay, I want to read the message out. This is amazing. Let's see. Card 29, coming to life. Please notice the butterfly on this card also. Okay. It says, when you look at your life, can you see how much you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities and created new ones, or at the very least matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestation of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. I feckin' love this. Excuse my beautiful language, but that's how strongly I feel about this. Okay, so let us now take some cards out just to finish off this reading from the Gateway of Light Activation. Let's see what our souls are up to. I love this deck. It really gets the core of our soul. All right, what guidance is here for us this week, please? What guidance is here for this week? Halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. Let's take another one. Oh, that fell out. Okay. Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trust in the process, Dharma. All right, let's see. What do we have with this first one? Halls of learning. Halls of learning. Okay, this card says, you are on the path to great learning. Spiritual beings are drawing close to support you. If you are facing challenges or difficult circumstances, or have just moved through such a time, you are being called to review what you've learned about yourself. If you're still feeling overwhelmed by a certain event or asking why it happened, call on Source and your guides to reveal to you the pattern, the trauma, or the wound that has contributed to this challenge. If you aren't experiencing challenging energy, the reason is that you've made huge progress on your spiritual journey, so much so that your perspective has shifted so that you can view every challenge as a window of opportunity. The Halls of Learning Gateway indicates that your spiritual gifts are developing at this time. Now, on that note, after last year, how many of us are noticing that our intuition is sharper, our psychic abilities are coming online more and more? How much of us, or how many of us, are discovering how much we just know things without really knowing? Good question. Okay, Shambhala initiations. Can we just talk about how beautiful this card is? Stunning. Okay, let's see, what does this card have to say? Okay, this card says, when things quieten down in your life, know that this isn't a failure, but an opportunity to retreat and recharge. In the busyness of the physical world, our spirit is often playing catch up with our body to the point that it gets used to being overactive and overworked. When the great masters of Shambhala come to you, they're encouraging you to take time to be away from the outer world and to dive into the inner world. If you've been moving full speed ahead, this gateway encourages you to slow down and retreat. Take time to gather your energy. Spend time in meditation and in reflection in order to gain a clearer awareness of your current situation. You will uncover many insights and gifts during this period. Realize that there is a master awakening within. Now, what I take away from that is, with this week, with so much action, so much becoming clear on what we want, letting go of what doesn't serve, etc., 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 that is a lot. Okay, and as much as a lot happens energetically, things happen energetically like this, very fast. Because our bodies are physical, they are slower. So what we're processing up here is going to take our bodies a while to catch up. So this week we might, and I'm hearing body aches, so this week we might feel quite a lot of body aches and pains. We might feel a bit tired, a lot more thirsty, I'm hearing. Obviously, if you're worried about your health, please go to the doctor and have a checkup, okay? But I'm feeling a lot of physical stuff happening to us this week as we adjust to our new way of being, our new spiritual selves, how we've evolved. Our bodies have to catch up, right? So be kind to yourselves this week, because wow, this week just feels like get up and go. Let's go. Enough procrastinating, enough moaning and complaining, enough whining. Let's go. I love it. Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. There's your week ahead. Please let me know in the comments. I love reading all your comments about how you're doing, how you're feeling, what's going on. And then it's also helpful to see if other people are experiencing the same things. And then we can all support each other as a community as we go forward on this journey called life. So yeah, there you go. I hope that helps. Sending you all so much love. Have an amazing week. Take care. Bye.